Ngozi Talk Shows family, it's Nomsa here at Ngozi Talk Shows. Find your own voice, lead from within. So I'm on my own today, guys, and I'm really sorry I'm late today. I've got big problems. My website is down, it's not working. So it's not working. It has not been working for 3 weeks. So I'm trying to sort out this another solution. Speaking to the people that are responsible for helping, and finally looks like we found a solution to actually build a new website while the other one is being sorted out. So I've just been communicating with them because it's no good for my clients. They are wondering if I'm still on business or I'm not. So for those who wants to run their own business, those are the kind of things that you're gonna have to face sometimes in life. There will be things that you don't expect that will happen. So this one of those things that has happened, and I'm dealing with them, keeping my cool at the same time. So the topic today is discovering the path to self-love and a strong relationship. In this video, I'm going to explore the journey to empowerment by discovering the path to self-love, fulfillment in relationships. I'm going to basically talk about the importance of loving yourself first and understanding the positivity and how it can support your intimacy relationship or any relationship. So you can join me, please. And if you're watching me on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel, be part of us. If you're watching me on Facebook, like and comment and be part of the conversation. So how can we actually promote self-love? We can promote self-love is self-care, by having self-compassion towards us, by having self-awareness towards us. When you do all these things, you have an understanding how to unlock your full potential and transform your life in your relationship. When it comes to intimacy relationship or any personal relationship or business relationship, self-love is the foundation of a very, very strong, that can actually build the foundation of that relationship in the business. Because if I don't love myself, if I don't value myself, there is no way that I can value my staff. Some people, they have their own businesses. Some people, they work for companies. So there is no way that you can connect properly with people at work, or even myself. I can connect with my staff properly if I don't love myself. If I don't love myself, it means that the people that are around me are going to be affected because of how I feel. So it means at home, my family will be affected because of how I feel. So it is the foundation. So if anyone is watching, know that you have to understand that self-love is the foundation. If you want to have a really, really, really strong foundation, and if you don't love yourself, you have to work on loving yourself. You cannot expect others to love you if you don't love yourself. There's a song. What's that song called? I can't make you love me. What does it say? It's something like that. The journey of to self-love is fulfilling, and it isn't easy. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes courage to face your fears. Sometimes we might know our fears, what our fears are, our insecurities. But is it easy to actually admit our insecurities, to admit our fears? It's not easy. For me, I find it really easy now when I'm doing something to actually realize myself, to actually recognize the path that I'm taking, and recognize my weaknesses and recognize my fears. It's easy. The reason why it's easy now is because I've been on this path of self-discovery for how many years now? 2010, for 13 years. 13 years I have been actually in August, it will be fully 13 years. Actually, it's June, June, this month actually. It's been 13 years. It's my birthday in 5 days. Wow, amazing. So it's now easy, but it has not been easy. It's easy because I have decided to actually, my mindset is completely, I'm in a different place. My framework is completely changed. How I view life, how I see things. There's so many things that I have had to do. I have had to recognize my weaknesses, my strength, and I have had to come to a point where I sit down with myself, have a relationship, have a talk with the Nomsa. Really serious talk, an honest one. An honest talk with yourself is not easy, because sometimes we fear. Some people, they make themselves wrong when they don't love themselves, when they have insecurities. They make themselves wrong towards those insecurities, but you don't have to make yourself wrong. If you have fears, if you are insecure with something, you don't have to make yourself wrong. All you can do is work towards strength. So I have had to work in so many ways. I fast. The times where I cry out to God and ask God to actually show me things about myself. There's so many things that I do. I read books. I listen to motivational audios. I fast 3 days a week. Actually, once a year, we fast for 70 days. So in that way, you get to a point where you actually have to look at yourself and look at your life. And when you fast, you actually activate that spirit within, the Holy Spirit, that spirit within it, to guide you through life. So that when things go wrong, when people tell you that you're not good enough, or when you're being rejected, so you're able to handle with those things. Now, if somebody rejects me, I'm like, oh, okay, you're one of them. I'm like, okay, doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me anymore. But before, I'll take it very serious, thinking there was something wrong with me. So you have to, it's a journey that you have to go through it step by step, your own pace as well, with courage. You have to write down your thoughts, write down your feelings through journaling, and understanding your values and your beliefs. First, you have to be honest with your values and your beliefs, and they identify the patterns in your behavior that are hindering you moving forward. And communicating with each other as well. Let's say you're in a relationship, is the component of self-love and a strong relationship. And also be honest with yourself and your spouse if you are in a relationship, and also be honest with your family. Anyone that you are in a relationship with, it's either your spouse or your family. Try to be honest with them. You cannot have a relationship that is fake with somebody and you say you want to build self-love with yourself. So you have to, sometimes the people may not like the person that you're becoming. Your spouse may not like the person that you're becoming, because when they met you, you were this person that they feel comfortable with. Now you are this person that is driven. You are this person, maybe is this woman that is bringing out her intelligence, that is bringing out her power, that is bringing out her wisdom, that is showing wisdom. A woman that has this anointing from God. And your spouse may feel intimidated by that, but you don't have to intimidate them more or argue with them. You have to come in a place of love. Let them get to know this new person that is there. And once they get to know this new person, they get used to it, and they'll want to know, what did you do different? What do you do different to be the person that you are? So you don't have to come in a place of ego, kill your ego, and just build that strong relationship with yourself. Physically and mentally, take good care of your mentally health and physically health, and have boundaries in place. If you have boundaries in place, it will help you to actually move forward with life. And exercise is good for you. Mentally, Christians, you can meditate in the Word of God. Those who are non-Christians, they can find their own meditation, but I can tell you the joy. I'm not trying to make everybody become a Christian. I can tell you the joy of believing in God, believing in that man, in that high power. The joy is unbelievable. The joy, before I called myself a Christian, but I didn't believe really in God myself. I didn't believe that, the confidence. I didn't have confidence in him. And I was a miserable person, really, really miserable, because I couldn't understand. I read the scriptures. If you look at Tony Robbins, some people say, you know what, I don't need to listen to the mumbo jumbo. If you listen to Tony Robbins, for him to become who he is today, he says he actually, Jim Rohn, he had to teach him how to memorize the Bible. He had to do that. And I have done the same thing as well, how to actually have a relationship with the Bible properly, not being told by people, okay, I listen to somebody when they are preaching, but I have good people, really strong people, mentors around me that know how to read the Bible and translate it. So I'm very, very lucky, because the more I get involved with the Bible and reading it, the more I understand that actually Tony Robbins, for him to be able to do the things that he is doing now, he had to find something to believe in. He had to, because the scriptures actually, they create us. They give us hope. When you have faith in them. So, and that's what I have been doing myself, and I can see the difference. There is a happiness in my life. There is joy in my life. Even if I'm presented with the disappointment, I still have joy. Even if I'm presented with the rejection, I still have joy. Even if I have problems in my marriage, in my relationship with my family, even if I have problems with my finances, I still have joy, because I have something to look forward to. So what brings you joy? is what you need to use when you are actually self-discovering, self-love, in order for you to be happy in that relationship. What brings you joy? Your spouse, it doesn't bring you joy, because in order for you to find joy, when joy is found within, when happiness is found within, anything, any path you walk to, any connection, any intimacy relationship you enter, there will be fulfillment, because you're fulfilled. And that fulfillment within, you'll be able to share it with your spouse. So this is the path that I've been able to actually experience myself, is the path that I have decided. I listen to people. I actually found myself coaches based on the scriptures, the Bible. Some of the Christians will understand what I'm talking about, and even the non-believers will understand what I'm talking about. And then I listen to them and I try to implement that, and I'm realizing that actually I'm more happier when I'm doing things and loving them and loving myself and putting myself first. Because before, what I did was to expect people to love me, expect people to tell me that they actually, they love me, they accept me. And I didn't feel confidence if somebody doesn't actually, in my own skin. And I didn't surround myself with the right people. I learned to surround yourself with positive people, people who are very, very supportive, who love you for who you are and accept you for who you are with your mistake. So I didn't do that before. So you can hang out with people that accept you for who you are as a person. It's very, very important to hang out with the understanding that no one is perfect in life. And when you understand that no one is perfect in life, we all need help or a little bit of encouragement to reach our full potential. So understanding that we all need a little bit of encouragement, that means you will surround yourself with the right people. I realize myself 10 years ago, 13 years ago, that I needed to change my environment. So I surrounded myself with people that they know more about life, people who have trained themselves, we have gone training, they've spent years and years training. I have two people that I have few people that I look up to. No, I have actually, how many pastors do I have? I have my own pastor and my father in the Lord, Dr. Olukoya, which is the best in Nigeria. And the minute I found him, and Dr. Stella is based in America. And my brother spent years and years training Leroy Powell. These people are all on social media. So the minute I actually asked them to teach me what they know about life, so I can love myself, so I can be the person that I want to become, and so I can do the things that I want to do. I expected people, like when I go out, expect people to tell me that I look beautiful. If people don't comment, I'll be upset, wondering, are they gonna comment? But now I'm no longer that person anymore. I'm no longer the person that wants people to actually say, wow, you look beautiful. If they don't comment on me, they don't comment on me. And before, I would just dress up like 13 years ago, I go to church looking good and making sure that I didn't step in the mud. But now when I go to church, I know I go to church for God. If I have to sweat praying, I'll do it because I want to connect with God. I'm not there to make friends. I'm just there with the other children of God to pray and connect my understanding the battles that I have in my life. So that if you look at your life and look at the battles that you have in your life, how you can actually help yourself to get out of those battles, and how you can build a good foundation in your life so you can be the person that you want to become, so that in your relationship as well, the relationship that you have, people can actually your spouse can actually connect. You can connect with your spouse in a loving and good way. So those are the things that are important in life. I'm trying to check who's. So those are the other things that are important in your life. If you want to connect with your spouse properly and have that fulfilling relationship, intimacy relationship can be affected with the lack of self-love. It can be affected when we don't love ourselves, and we bring lots of baggage to our relationship. We might constantly seek validation, which I did. I did seek validation before. We might create an imbalance of power just by seeking that validation from our spouse, and bring unreasonable expectations. We expect our spouse to be this, to be that, but we are actually we're not that. So for me, everything that I do in life, I look at myself. Am I that I want my spouse to become? What are my expectations from my spouse? Am I that myself? I love myself. I had to kill my egos. I had to love myself. My love comes from my core now, because I recognize my weaknesses. I had to work on my weaknesses in order for me to build that good relationship with Nomsa. And I had to learn to get along with Nomsa, which is me. Getting along with Nomsa, it means I love myself. I get along with myself. I don't argue with myself. I don't talk myself out of where God wants me to be. If I meet people, they judge me, I move on. I don't have to convince anyone to be in my environment. So those are the things that I have learned, that love myself and love people around me. And by being a good role model in people around me, and not trying to change my spouse or not trying to change anybody, my job as a woman, I'm a mentor. A woman is designed to mentor people around her. A woman has power. When you walk into a room, people have to feel your energy, not the fake one. They have to feel that good energy, that wow, when she walks into the room, they have to feel something. That is a woman with power, intelligence. A woman brings intelligence into her relationship, her environment. She brings wisdom. She has wisdom. A woman, she's an anointed woman. Okay, of course, we have pastors that are anointed, that works as pastors, but a woman naturally has to have a strong anointing from God. So that means it requires you to work, understanding why you are here on earth. So knowing why you are here on earth, it means you really work on yourself. Get rid of that enemy within, so you can live and be happy in your relationship, and not trying. When you are happy within, people say, okay, if I want to do this, my spouse, they've got to be this, they've got to be this, they've got to do that. Your spouse, you wouldn't have to you wouldn't have to try to convince them to become what you're becoming, because they will see the happiness within you, and they'll be like, wow, I need to give me a recipe. So then this is what I did. So for me, what I do is I just have my coaches. I have a business coach that coaches me, my business. I have relationship coach that that mentors me when it comes to relationship. I need a business coach. I need a relationship coach. And I have my faith coach. My father's in the Lord coach. I have Leroy. You can look him up. He's a very, very good guy. He's just helped me to stay disciplined, and also he helps me to he guides me through life. He's my brother. He guides me through life. So when I speak to them, I don't speak to him as a brother. I speak to him as a mentor. And I have my father in the Lord, Dr. Olukoya, and his wife. That one, the guidance for that is the foundation of who Nomsa needs to become when it comes to Nomsa's foundation of life. So those are the things that they help me with. And I have my pastor that I'm under, which is Dr. Olukoya, is Pastor Mary that is under that. So I am surrounded by people to help me, to build me. I have people that help me, that builds me, because I can't do this on my own. I know that I can't do this on my own. There's foundation in my life, in my ancestors. That things that happened, my ancestors before I was born, the things that happened, my ancestors, I go back to fifth generation. My ancestors, which is my grandfather, my parents' parents, and then their parents, and then there is me, my parents, and then there is me. So I have to go through that generation, back to 5 generation, and making sure that my foundation is where it needs to be. My bloodline is foundation is where it needs to be. That's how I do my life in order for me to be happy. So that's how I lead my life. I don't do it myself. Some people may say, oh, me, I can do, just by reading books, there's no way that I can do this myself. It's too big. And building a good foundation and having a fulfilling relationship, you need people that have done it before. So these are the people that have done it before. I can see how they live their life, their character represent the person that I want to become. So that's why I actually hang out with these people. And that's why I did a challenge with Matthew Hazy. He's actually a humbled man. He's down to earth, very nice guy. He's gone through the challenges that I've gone through. He's very, very honest with how life used to be. He doesn't say I'm an excellent, brilliant coach that always knew how to do things. No, he doesn't. He shows his brokenness. So those are the people that I relate to, that show their brokenness, because this is where I used is the journey that I'm taking myself, the journey of discovering more. I have been for 13 years. I've been discovering more about myself. And if I can tell you, going back, I don't want to be the person that I was when I was 20, when I was 25. That person didn't know who they were. So this now, I'm getting excited every time the day goes by, because I know I can journal, I can communicate with myself, I can communicate with people around me, and I can actually be the person that I want to become and look after myself, communicate openly with my family, my spouse, without being defensive or taking things personally. If somebody tells me that I don't do this properly, I'm like, okay, teach me how to do it properly. Self-confidence, work on your confidence as well. If you feel that you don't have confidence, work on yourself. Love you and accept yourself. Develop a strong sense of confidence. Allow yourself to be comfortable with who you are, which is it can enhance the ability for you to be vulnerable and be open in an intimacy relationship. Is very, very, very important. Set boundaries, practice self-love, involve maintain that relationship by protect your, when I'm saying protect your emotional, physically, and mental being, it means respect your boundaries. Have boundaries in place and respect them, and communicate your needs very clear in your relationship. And the other one is emotional resilience, self-love, emotional resiliency. It can help you to actually navigate through challenges and conflict in a relationship without compromising self-worth. Some people, they feel that they have to compromise their self-worth, but they don't. It also allows you to actually approach difficult situations with compassion, understanding, and it contribute, and also in your authenticity. Embrace, when you know your true authenticity, you will embrace your love with courage. You will embrace your uniqueness. You will celebrate your uniqueness as a person, and fostering, it will foster a deep connection when it comes to life and self-care. Acceptance is very, very important. I've got another meeting, guys, so I'm gonna leave you with this. I think I might do part 2 of this. I don't know who is with me tomorrow, so I think we might do part 2 of this tomorrow, and so I can finish this for you. I have an appointment. So what do you do if you want? I'm gonna leave you with like a few points, and okay, connecting with your spouse. Now you understand the power of self-love. You understand the power of everything, who you are as a person. So active listening. Listen and listen and listen and listen to your family, to your spouse. Don't let them try to change you to return back to square one. Listen to them and speak to them with grace. If you see that their mindset and your mindset is not in the right place, listen to them, and take time to actually show your genuineness. Be genuine to them. Be authentic to them. And when somebody tells you, the reason why I'm saying listen, when you have your spouse, people will tell you, or friends, people will tell you their story. This is who they are. And their story may not be what we want them to be. But your job is to get to know your spouse properly, is by listening to them. Once you listen to somebody, then relate to their story. Share experiences with your spouse. Find the aspects to actually resonate with them, so you can resonate your life, your story to their story, and also create a sense of connection through that. And the next one, when somebody tells you their story, you need to actually sympathize with them. Sympathize, it means you sympathize in a mindset of a support. You listen. When somebody tells you their story, this is who I am, even if the story is amazing, you sympathize, you support in that conversation with compassion. Show empathy and compassion towards them, your spouse, or it could be validate their feelings and acknowledge their emotions, what they're telling you, and then connect it to their world. Once you connect with somebody, they tell you their story. If you meet somebody, when you meet them, the day you meet them, they tell you their story, you sympathize with them, you connect with them. The last one is the foundation. The foundation is built in a true connection when somebody is showing you that I hear you, I feel you. This world that you're telling me, you know, I have my own world, but I want my world I want to share my world with your world. I want to connect. I want you to see my world, how amazing it is. And that's how you connect. But when you have baggage, when you have confusion in your head, I don't know if I want to, I'm not sure. I've not been in a relationship for too long. I'm not sure if this is what I want. You know, I'm not sure if this guy or this woman loves me, or is she's gonna love me. I'm not sure. Or maybe somebody tells me yes, they accept you, but and then because of self-love and self-care, any confusion. So can you imagine the connection? Just imagine the picture, how the connection is going to be. It's going to be broken from the beginning. If you enter a relationship or you are in a relationship, not sure, in a confused.com when it comes to self-love. So you have to look at the world that you'll be creating, the foundation, what kind of a foundation you'll be creating that moment if you don't love yourself, if you are in a confusion. But imagine you enter somebody's life and they tell you their story, you are like, tell me more. Tell me more, honey. I want to connect. In your heart, you just want to hear them. You want to hear them. And then once you hear their story, if you like them, obviously, you can't go around in connecting with somebody if you are not attracted to them. So if you are really, really attracted to them, just tell me more. Relate to their story in an authentic way. Get to know their story. If they're telling you, like, imagine they're telling you their world, they're like, you are here, we are on Earth, and they're in a different galaxy. Imagine them, they're telling you what galaxy they come from, what made them leave, what made them decide to live in that galaxy, what made them decide the values, their beliefs. Imagine, you are just imagining that galaxy, and the galaxy you've never seen before. So this is the person who's telling you your world, the world that you've never met. So imagine your curiosity. Okay, you are, and now you sympathize with their story. And then now you are like, yeah, actually, I like this person and their story. I want to connect with you. Imagine your two stories, they are together, and you have to tell them your story as well. So both of them, you, a man and a woman, you both connecting by telling each other stories. The story is the challenges. If you want to talk about the challenges that you have to overcome by meeting this person, finally the one, or maybe you want to talk about your values. You can't talk about bruising the other person. No. So it has to be something that brings lift to somebody. And then later on, if you feel that maybe there are some things that you want to talk about, you can talk about those things. So it's fine. But make sure they know your real world. And once they know the real world, that then the connection is met. So if you want to connect with me, guys, you can connect me on social media. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. I am on LinkedIn, and I'm on Facebook. We've got two groups on Facebook, Unique Billionaire Mindset and Ngozi Talk Shows. So you can like our page and also connect with me with us on YouTube as well. Ngozi Talk Shows, and like our subscribe to our channel. I don't have a website at the moment for my clients to go to, but if you want to be my client, you can contact me direct on this website and my phone number. You can contact me through, I think my phone number is on Facebook, actually, on my business page. So you can contact me through my office number. I've got to get used to this, that I don't have a website. So hopefully maybe in 2 weeks time, I'll have the website, because I think they're going to start working on it now if they come to an agreement. So just hang in there for me, guys. my website will be live soon, I'm hoping. And those are the challenges in life that we have to face. So stay blessed and live with grace. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll continue with this topic tomorrow. If I think I've got Claudia and Shireen tomorrow, so I don't think they'll have problems talking about this topic. So we can continue with the topic tomorrow. Live with grace, everyone, and God bless.